Ladies and gentlemen, let's cross over to the US of A and deal with His Excellency Taj Weeks. You know, he is all the way from St. Lucia. You understand me? One of St. Lucia's biggest reggae artists. And he's got a program also with the United Nations. Yo, Mr. Taj Weeks, His Excellency, is a full package. You understand me? Now listen, he released an album entitled Eyes to See, and already, if you check, it's on, the Billboard Top 100. The album is already there, and it's at number 3. Imagine. And Bob Marley is at number 1. you can't believe this, man. You understand me? But let's go and welcome His Excellency. Your Excellency, how are you doing?
How you doing, Lagazee? How are you doing, man? We're happy to be here. Apologies again for last week and the time, but we're here. We're here. Better late than never. So Ghana, we're really happy to be here. And I want to say major thanks to King Lagazee for having us.
Give thanks. I was telling my people that I have never arranged any interview and I have missed on this particular network.
Well, listen, I have to say I agree with you. It wasn't you, it was me.
Yeah, of course.
The way we saw the hours, I thought it was 4 o'clock, but it was 8 o'clock. So yeah, again, apologies. I mean, that's how the thing goes sometimes when you live in different parts of the world, different time zones. These things happen sometimes. But, we're here. And what is crucial is we're here now. That's it.
All right. So, Your Excellency, we're live on 4 radio stations across Ghana. I am so happy that you have been to Ghana before, like twice or even thrice, and you know the settings in Ghana. We're live on 99.5 in Accra, 98.5 in Ashanti region, Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast Central region, and 99.7 in Tamale. And per the statistics, over 38 million people are listening to us right now. And we're also live on Facebook. So are you mean, Your Excellency, the whole Ghana is listening to you right now?
Well, we give thanks for that. We appreciate it, man. We've been to Ghana. We love Ghana. We absolutely love Ghana. As you know, we took, because we were that serious, we took on Ghanaian names. We had a family in Ghana. My Ghanaian name is Saka Akwe, and my wife's name is Angela Akwe. So we love Ghana. Ghana is our second home.
Definitely. All right, so Your Excellency, let's begin our conversation in this manner, because the whole Ghana is listening to you right now. Let's go into the life of Taj Weeks. Who exactly is Taj Weeks? Where were you born? How did you grow up? How did you meet your wife and all that?
Well, listen, I'm the last of 10 children. Was born in a little town in the capital city of Castries, in a little town called Marchand, which kind of to some people is the capital of Castries. I went to school in St. Lucia. I performed with my brothers in whatever little shows we can find around the island. And that's kind of how we started. What we used to do for entertainment at night in my house is we would line up in the living room and we'd sing to our parents. And at the end of the night, my father would get up and he would sing to us. And that's kind of how we started. We sang in school, we sang in church. And when the Rastafarian movement passed through the Caribbean, people's lives changed because we grew up singing Michael Jackson, Sly and the Family Stone songs. But when the Rastafarian movement came, it brought a different vibration. So we changed from singing R&B songs to singing more rebellious songs. Okay. And we got a better understanding of ourselves because of the Rastafarian movement. And I've followed that ever since.
All right. So if I understood you properly, it means that you were born into, a musical family and also Rastafari family, no?
Well, it wasn't a Rasta family because my parents were not Rastas.
Okay.
But my brothers were, and when the movement passed through the Caribbean, it swept everybody up, All right. So even if you were not dread, you were influenced by it because it was the most powerful movement I'd ever seen. Lives changing, ways of thinking changing, dietary changes, seeing salvation within instead of without. So it changed the entire thought process of the people in the Caribbean. And the young people like me got caught up in it. And it was a beautiful thing. I still think it's the most beautiful thing that ever happened to the Caribbean.
All right. There is one thing I'm kind of fascinated about, your love for children. And I am wondering, where from this inspiration, Your Excellency?
Well, the thing is this, children learn what they live. When I was growing up, even though my parents didn't have plenty, there was always something extra for the people who lived down the street. When I was sent to buy loaves of bread, because every morning you go to the baker to buy loaves of bread, by that time, there were only about 6 of us living in the house because my other siblings had already left. But I was still told to buy the same amount of loaves. And then when I brought them home, I was told to give it to less fortunate neighbors. When the lady came from the countryside selling her wares, my mother would always have an extra pot of food bubbling so she can share. So you see these things, because I've tried to figure out where that love came from. But that's the only thing I could kind of come up with. When you sit back and look at life, you realize that you were influenced by the people. And I remember my mother telling me the story once of the lady in some story in the Bible where everybody went and they gave, and she only gave a penny. But her penny was worth more than what the other people had given because she gave it genuinely. And that's what I saw, the love and the genuine way my mother gave back. So I guess that's kind of how we got it,
All right. Now, is that the main reason why you par with the UNICEF to support the children of St. Lucia and children around the world?
Well, the UNICEF thing kind of came on its own. I didn't go looking for UNICEF.
All right.
UNICEF was looking for us.
Okay.
Because we started the charity, and what we wanted to do was give back. We realized at the end of the day, you only need one car, you need one house, you don't need a million of everything. Because I've never seen a U-Haul following a hearse. You can't take it with you when you go. So why keep all these things and things and things and more things, just give you more things to worry about? So we have what we need, and the rest of it, we try to give back as much as we can. But we had started the charity, and we were doing our thing. And UNICEF requested a meeting in New York. And then when I got to the meeting, they asked me if I'd be willing to be, the UNICEF ambassador for St. Lucia, champion for children, because they had already seen what we had been doing. So yeah, man. So that's kind of how it came together.
All right. So you have been to Ghana twice with the Hands Across Africa, festival. You understand me? The first one, I think the last one that just happened, that did happen. I was part of it. You understand me? And all that. This particular 2 shows. How did you see it? And are you sure that Ghanaians are into what you want to do for them?
Well, you see, the thing is this, a couple of things. When people, we cannot, for one, sit in a foreign country and romanticize Africa. I think a lot of us tend to do that. We romanticize Africa and not, without boots on the ground, we don't really feel and see the reality of what's going on, and I think that's something that needed to be taken into consideration before jumping head into a festival. There are things that happened in Ghana that I had never happened anywhere in the world, and it was all a learning experience. But the love for Ghana is always there. The intention is always the same, because we cannot, as Rastafarians and people of reggae, sing about our mother country and try to do nothing to give back. And we have to realize that there are complexities in giving back, and there are lots of powers that are trying to take from, those countries. And we kind of have to balance out and realize what's really happening. Because when people have to get some food, sometimes, like they say, your brother is your enemy, So we have to take all these things into consideration and realize at the end of the day, the intention is to help the people. And that intention will never change.
All right. Exactly a minute going into the hour 1 p.m. here on Asaase Radio, the voice of our land. We're live on 99.5 in Accra, 98.5 in Kumasi, 100.3 in Cape Coast, and 99.7 in Tamale.
Easy.
The show is Yaad Settingz. My name is King Lagazee, and our guest online, all the way from the US of A, is His Excellency Taj Weeks.
Easy.
And he's a St. Lucian roots reggae artist.
Easy.
Now, Your Excellency, we were expecting you to come back for the festival again, 2023, 2024, but I don't know. Is it because of COVID? Are you looking forward to come back for the festival again? What is your plan for the Hands Across Africa, festival?
The Hands Across Africa is never ended. There's still behind the scenes things happening from a charitable standpoint, because that has not stopped. But we have to reevaluate how it is that we intend to accomplish what it is that we set off to accomplish. Because like I said, if you're planning a festival across 12 countries in Africa from a house in New York City, and you get to Ghana and you realize biblical rain is actually truly biblical rain. I mean, we were in Ghana and rain fell, and I had never seen that much rain in my life. So we have to take into consideration the seasons. For example, there's winter in South Africa. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize there's actual winter coats are needed. There's snow up in the mountains. Mm-hmm. And when we think of Africa and we plan things, we don't think along those lines properly enough to understand that we have to deal with drought here and rain here and snow here, and we have to have people travel from one country to the next. And it just requires a lot more logistics than we had initially thought, and it requires a lot more time. So we're working and, putting the resources behind the scenes to pull it back again.
All right. Let's go straight into the main reason why you are on today with us. That is the album Eyes to See.
The main reason is to see you, though, not for Eyes to See. But yeah, we're going to talk about Eyes to See as well. But it's wonderful to see you.
Definitely. You too, Your Excellency. Now, Your Excellency, talk to me about what motivated this 11-track album, Eyes to See. And already it's doing well already.
Yeah, the thing is, we've collected over the period of time a set amount of fans who expect a certain level of musicality and lyrics from us. And we've not deviated from the message. For some people, the message is not as simple because, and that's the thing about music. Everybody's music and message cannot be at the same level and the same kind of speech. We all do things differently. So getting back to what we do, we have a set amount of people who expect what we do, who look forward to what we do, and we keep on keeping on. The album is called Eyes to See. It's an 11-album CD. And we call the album Eyes to See simply because we know everybody's not going to dig what we're doing. When I was working on the album, I called a Rasta friend of mine in St. Lucia and was reasoning with her about it. And she said, how is the work coming? I said, yeah, man, with them. But you know how it is. Everybody's not going to dig it. And she said to me, well, who have eyes to see will see, and who have eyes to hear will hear. And I love the idea that, Eyes to See for a title. I thought it was a wonderful title. So we call the album Eyes to See. The album came about because I was asked by a wonderful friend of mine to write an album for a brother called Zion Albert. Mm-hmm. And I said to him, I cannot write songs for people. I can write a song for me. Mm-hmm. Because I think a song, and the reason why I say I cannot write songs for people, because I can live off of my vibration.
Okay.
I can write songs from what I think in my head. Mm-hmm. But if I have to write a song for you, Lagazee, I have to spend time and realize what kind of person you are and what kind of vibration you give off and who you're trying to get to, and try to write to suit that. Mm-hmm. And that's not always easy because I want to do you justice. But the easiest way for me to do it is if you dig in my vibration, I'll just do me, and then you can jump along and we can do it together.
Oh, I see. Is that the main reason why it's like a collaboration? We have Zion Albert too on it.
Yeah. So when they asked me to write the songs for Zion, I said I couldn't. I said, but I could write songs for me. And Zion said he liked what I was doing. So I said, well, what we can do is I'll write the songs and I'll bring you in to sing them with me.
Okay.
You know, because it was a way of giving him a break. And I think he has an incredible voice. He's a wonderful singer. And yeah, you know, because it's each one help one. So we brought him on, and Sidney Mills, my wonderful friend, the ex Steel Pulse KRS-One incredible engineer, he came on and started doing the mixing. Shelton came on, we did the instrumentation, we got that together. And I figured it was only fair because these brothers put so much love into helping me fulfill Zion's wish of being on an album and doing it well, that I figured it was only right to put the brothers who put that much work into it on the album as well. So I put Sidney and Shelton on the album, and we got this wonderful album that's now being called the 11-song masterpiece. So yeah, man, we're appreciative of all of that.
All right. So how many years did it take you to put this album together?
No, man, I wrote the entire album in about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I just pick up my acoustic guitar, played it out, sent it out to some guy and say, yo, listen, this is what we're doing, this is direction. And can you translate this? We called people together, different musicians, and we got it going.
Wow. Wow. And it's already doing well. Already doing well. You know, on the top 100. Bubbling at number 3.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I saw it and I'm like, what are the mechanisms are you using in terms of promotion, online, media, and all that, you know, to release an album? And the album is everywhere. And I know that before an album will get onto this particular top 100 and all that, it depends on the streams, how people patronize it and all that. And all this, you know, tantamount to the fact that it will put the album at number 3. What are the mechanisms, Your Excellency? Can you share that with us?
Well, you know, that's what it is. I think I have a crew of people who wait for what it is we have to do, because, you know, our motto is not always being quantity, not quantity, but quality. You know, so we put time into what it is we do, and we know these people appreciate what it is that we're going to put out. So when we put it out, they go out and get it. You know, we didn't advertise the album actually. I think 3 days before the release date, I said I was releasing an album.
Yeah, Your Excellency, you are well grounded. You understand me? It's like, yo, people love you. Looking into this album right now and where the album is and how it's doing and all that, it means that people really love you. People are into what you are doing.
Well, you know, it's just, the thing is that we've been true to what we've been doing. We've never become gimmicky. I've always said that my aim is to be as good as I can within the art form, you know. So when we set up to write and do, we're not looking for numbers. It's strictly for the art form.
Okay.
You know, the intention is to make the art form better with every album we put out.
All right. So Your Excellency, let me find out from you, in terms of this album, you know, the expectation. Are we to see some videos? Are we to see some tours? What is it?
Well, usually that's the intention. We have a video coming out, I think in the next 2 weeks, for the first single, Cornerstone. And again, the theme is always a theme of love. You know, we've got seeds of change to sow, so let love freely flow, and we've got to build our home with love as our cornerstone. You know, so yeah, man, there will be videos coming out. We're hoping to get on the road early next year and make the rounds. You know, and we have another album coming out soon, very soon. Because when I left Ghana and we went to, I think we went to Cuba. We went to St. Lucia, and we had a lot of time together. So we wrote a lot of material. And I tend to always say we, even though I'm the one doing all the penmanship and putting it down. But Angela, my wife, is always around me. So I always believe that the energy and the vibration of the people around you help with the songs that you write. So I tend to say we, because yes, I did the penmanship, but the vibration of my children and the wife and everybody around me creates the songs that we write.
Okay. All right, Your Excellency. Let me ask you this: Are we eyeing the Grammys with this album, Eyes to See? Like how it is doing now on like the top 100 and entering into all these protests and all that. Are we eyeing the Grammys?
Well, we're not eyeing anything, and I don't get caught up with those awards because I don't think the awards at times is a reflection of the excellence of any art. I mean, the Grammys is one thing. The Grammys is more political than it is about art. I know you've seen and you've heard albums that you thought were going to win and they never won because something else won. There's always a level of, I don't want to say too much because, but dig this, right? Everything is not always as pure.
Your Excellency, speak your mind. Speak your mind.
No, I'm always speaking my mind. I'm always speaking my mind. But remember, I have to be a diplomatic person as well.
I know.
So I remain diplomatic in all my runnings. But I say this to say, and this is as clear as it can be said. One day, when art is truly represented by all those award shows, art will be elevated. But until we keep giving awards to people based on who they are, who their family members are, what country they come from, how much they sold, so how much you sell shouldn't be an indication of whether you win a Grammy or not. It should be about the art form. It should always be about the art form and how true you are to the art form and if you've elevated the art form in any way, But if you're not elevating the art form, why are we giving you an award? Because the people who are going to follow you are going to follow the art form, and the people who are going to be influenced by you are going to be influenced by something that's mediocre. And mediocrity is never supposed to lead anything. It has to be true art.
Definitely. Your Excellency, wrapping up with you right now, looking on the album, which song is your favorite on the album?
I don't have a favorite song. These are my children. I created all of them. I don't have one that I love more than the other.
But
I love every song.
Which one kicked you the more?
None. Everything is equal. You see, everything was written of a different vibration, and everything matters. I mean, can I say that Cornerstone matters more than gentrification? No. Or can I say it matters more than wildfire? Listen, the song I love, I truly love the song Wildfire, because I wrote it for Angela. Because if love was as infectious as hate, Angela and I truly would spread it like wildfire.
Wow. Your Excellency Taj Weeks. Your Excellency, where can we get this album to stream? You understand me? I want you to give us the online portal so that anybody that is listening to us right now can go out there and stream it and support the movement.
I think it's everywhere. I think you can stream it everywhere. And if you can't find it in your disc jockey, reach out to my people and we'll send it to you.
Definitely.
But it's everywhere. It should be everywhere. For best of my knowledge, from iTunes to Amazon to Apple Music. But listen, I have to tell you this about streaming, that I do not support streaming. I think the idea of streaming is ridiculous. And I'll tell you why. I think you spend how much time you spend. Some people take longer, make an album, spend money to put the album, put a video out, and somebody just goes online and listens to the entire album for free. All right. All these streaming services, Spotify and all of them, are making a shitload of money off of people. And for 1 million streams, you get $1,000, or $10,000. It does not equalize in my head. Because if you stream something 1 million times, I mean, if you got, I don't understand. You could stream something 1 million times and get $10,000 or $1,000. This is absolutely ridiculous. And the people who are running the streaming services are making all the money. The artists are never making money. The artists are suffering on the other end of the streaming services. So if you love the art form enough and you love the artist enough, I would advise you to spend the 99 cents US and buy the song.
All right. So you suggest people should rather buy the song rather than streaming it?
Yeah, because streaming doesn't serve the artist any purpose. It serves you a purpose. Yeah, you're listening to it and you get an album for free. But you have to remember, I went to work and all the other artists went to work for these albums. They put money into it and you're streaming it for free because you paid $3.99 a month to a service to stream it. So you have 1 million songs at your disposal to stream anyone you feel like at any time at all. How much you think the artist gets out of it? Next to nothing. So if this continues, the art form is going to die. And if the art form dies, then what are you going to listen to for music?
All right.
Because everybody, people want to put more music out. But if I made no money from the album because everybody streamed it for free, and you expect me to go back in the studio and make another album, how are we going to do this? So if you want to keep hearing music, you need to buy music, because that's the only way it supports the artist, and that's the only way the artist can make more music.
Wow. All right, Your Excellency. Wow. Yeah, man. So, Junior Maestro from Norway Far Away said, them rip our art from streaming. However, it gives we the exposure. The Spotify owner just made a profit of $350 million not for so long ago.
Yeah, but it gives you exposure. But I mean, how much are you willing to give up for exposure? Yeah, you have exposure. Everybody in the world knows you. Everybody streams your album, but you're still broke. You made no money, yes, but you're famous.
All right.
How are you feeding your family?
Yeah.
Because everybody's streaming you, but nobody's paying you. So there's a balance in there. You need fame, or you need to get paid. And I mean, it can be where these streaming services pay artists a little more and it balances out. Because if you're a brand new artist like Lagazee and you come out last week and you have a song and everybody's streaming, it's all over the world. And after you get streamed 1 billion times, you get $40,000. It serves you no purpose. Yes, you might be able to go on tour and you might be able to do this, but you've not been on tour before. So you get on tour, you're not truly prepared. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. You can also be completely prepared and go on tour, and that's what's part of your plan. But if that is your plan, then wonderful. But I just think if people are streaming you, you should get paid because you did the work and you're worthy of the pay. So yeah.
All right, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, before I leave you finally, if somebody want to contact you via social media, where can a person find you?
Well, they've been finding me. The sad thing about social media is if you're on Facebook, anybody can call you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been feeling called some people I don't know for years. So just write a note, man. Write a note on social media. I think our website is runningtajweeks.com. You just send us a note. And we're not the kinds of people who are so high on the horse that we don't pay attention. Because we still, regardless of what we may do or where things may be on charts or what this, we're still people.
Definitely.
We're still people who understand the human condition. So reach out.
All right, Your Excellency, leaving you your word of advice. The whole of Ghana, Africa is listening to you right now. What I want you to advise us on this music business.
Music business is a touchy thing. It's like any other business. You have to go into it with knowing. I tell people, because art is subjective. It's not like a race. If we run a race and I win, I win. But art is subjective. So sometimes, the people you have listening to it are not the people you need around you, because sometimes they can't dig it. And sometimes you're just not good. We tend to want to think that most times we're better than we are. And we keep beating that dead horse and we get nothing out of it. It's a fine balance where you have to understand whether you're really truly good at the art form and whether you want to pursue it or not. And if you are, do it. Because, listen, I named my first album Hope and Doubt because I was the only one hopeful and everybody else was doubtful. So there has to be a certain level of belief in yourself. But at the same time, you have to understand that it truly is a business. Most people who get involved in this, apart from you, the artist, are in for a profit.
Okay.
You know, and it's a fine balance, because in the beginning you have to put out so much to get little or nothing in return. So, you know, like anything else, walk carefully. You know, be aware of the people you have around you. Be aware of the naysayers, and be aware of the people who say yes forever for everything you do. You need to be there. There needs to be a set of people around you who will say to you, Lagazee, last year's song was good, but this here is bullshit. You know, we need to reevaluate it. And if you get a core of people who are genuine and loving you, strictly for your art form, you know, you then you have a guide, I would say, to move forward. And when you move forward, that's when the trouble begins. But be careful, man. Be careful. Be careful. It's a wonderful art form, but it's a very difficult art form.
All right.
Because right now, anybody can go in their basement and make 1 million songs. You don't need too much equipment, you know? But we have to make sure that every time we do what we do, that it's for the art and not for the money.
Okay. All right, Your Excellency, I would like to say thank you so much. Leaving you, I'm going to draw for the number 11. This one is entitled The Wildfire, from the album Eyes to See.
Well, can I do my drop for you before you go
Of
to
course,
Wildfire?
of course.
All right. Let me see if I can do it on the spot. What's your sound system called again?
Lagazee Sound International.
Lagazee International?
Lagazee Sound International.
All right, let's go. Blazing with 1 million watts of power. Lagazee Sound as a control tower. Yo, this is Taj Reeks, and you're listening to King Lagazee. Keep on listening, because the vibes are always high, and the message is forever mighty.
Oh!